Hello, everyone. I realize I'm the last one, and everyone is pretty tired. I had a great idea of splitting this presentation in two. First part, super short. I would just say what the plugin does, how it works. Then you can decide if it's interesting enough to keep on following. Otherwise, feel free to relax. Okay. My name is Giulio Menna. I am a functional application manager at Leiden. That means that I take care of Primo, every aspect of it. I take care of Easy Proxy, and I take care of something called Qualtrics. We developed this plugin, and what it does, Leiden Search Assistant plugin for Chrome and Opera and Firefox, allows its users to quickly search Primo or other search engines without having to go to the Primo website first. Using Easy Proxy, the Leiden Search Assistant notifies the users that they are on a website with content subscribed by the university. This is on a closed beta, so it's not available on the currently available plugin. The plugin is developed by the Leiden University Libraries, by the Digital Services Department, by me and my colleague Jan-Jouke Charlesma. The code is open source. It's publicly available on GitHub. It delivers usage statistics in Google Analytics and the Google Developer Dashboard. And it's extremely easy to adapt to your institutions thanks to the way it's structured and through all our comments in the code on GitHub. It looks like this. Here is a screenshot of Chrome. You have the small icon in the top right. You click it. You have a search box. You choose which search engine you want to search. Click search. Off you go. It opens 3 different tabs depending on the search engine that you selected. It has a context search. That means that you find a strange sentence in the article you're reading. You right-click, the menu appears, and you can choose one of the search engines to search from. That's it. The code is here. You can just go there, download it, and have fun with it. That's it. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Dismissed. Now, I have to fill the time, so for those who want to know a little bit more, it's not that we woke up one day and decided, we're going to make a Chrome plugin. It's been a process. As we heard over and over during the previous presentations, we noticed that users wanted to use less clicks to get to the content, to do research. But the research process doesn't start on Primo itself, on the search engine itself. It starts with turning on your PC. Then you have to turn on your browser. Then you have to go to, in our case, catalog.leidenuniv.nl, and then start researching. And we thought, well, maybe we can come up with an idea to take a click away from that. Contextual search, well, when you are in Chrome, you right-click on things, and then you see search in Google. And we thought, well, maybe we can make something similar, but for our search engine. When we went to the Primo new UI a month ago, and while we were moving towards it, we noticed that the URL was extremely simple. Base URL, pmteu1 or catalog.leidenuniv.nl, Primo Explore, any contains search term. So we thought, okay, maybe we can insert a variable there with the search term of the researcher. Then, well, if you go on the Chrome web store, you see all kinds of plugins. Some of them, many of them, extremely simple. So we thought to ourselves, well, how difficult can it be? It's important to know that I'm more a designer than a developer. So I thought, okay, people do this, I can do it too. Once we got green-lighted for this project, we came up with priorities. We want to have it for Chrome first because, well, from Google Analytics, we see that most of our users are on Chrome. Then we will do it for Firefox. And in a far, far away future, we'll translate it to Edge, maybe. Nothing new under the sun. Many of the details that you see in the plugin itself, you have seen them elsewhere in plugins that you yourself use. I really like LastPass. I like the big search field on top. Google Scholar also has the right-click search on Google Scholar. The DMM app was the first plugin I developed. Nobody knows what the DMM app is only myself. It's okay. But it proved to me that I could do it, and that I could create a plugin even if I am not an expert in coding. Lean library is something that is used, I think, mainly in the Netherlands. And, well, management one day came to me and they told me there is this plugin. It's a bit expensive. Do you think you can code something similar? Of course, yes, management. Of course we can do this. So we went on and started developing similar things. So nothing new under the sun. So what did we want the plugin to do in the beginning? Well, we wanted to help our users to go to the catalog faster. We pay for Primo, we want our users to use it, but they have to get over there. And we thought that maybe a plugin could help them reach it and use it more. We wanted also the plugin to offer the useful links that are also on the catalog, Ask a Librarian, opening hours, so that everything is always a click away for a user. So we started developing, and that was our first version. Then you kind of get addicted to the development, and we started adding features to it. So what does the Leiden Search Assistant do now? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go and do a demo, and hopefully everything will work. So this is it, up here. Imagine that a user has just opened his browser, gets this tab, and instead of going to catalog leidenuniv.nl, simply clicks, and he wants to know more about water. And he doesn't want only the results coming from our catalog, but he would also like results coming from Google Scholar and WorldCat. So clicks search. Lo and behold, the search is performed on our own catalog, eventually. Then we also have a new tab that has opened in WorldCat, and a new tab has opened for Google Scholar. What else does it do? Contextual search. So let's say you're reading the most interesting article of your life, and you find some strange term. Instead of having to go back to the catalog and typing the text itself, you're here, you select the text you want to know more about. Let's say search. In our catalog, the search term is inserted in your search, and you're already taken there. So less clicks. Easy proxy. How many of you know what easy proxy is? Thank you. Score. So, okay, I have found this extremely interesting article, but I do not have access to it. I would like to access it. Instead of having to search once again the article in my own catalog, I can just click here, use the UBL get access button down here, UB here. I will be redirected to EasyProxy, log in to the EasyProxy service, and have access. Again, less clicks. We also added an uninstall survey, meaning that if a user is done with the plugin and decides to uninstall it, we'll ask him some questions. This is extremely important because the main question is, why did you uninstall the plugin? Maybe you don't need it anymore, it's not for you, or the most important question, if the user didn't understand what the plugin was for. If that happens, if that is the question, we send the user a message telling him we apologize that you couldn't understand what the plugin was meant for. Please take a look at this video that explains exactly how it works, in the hope of retaining the user. Well, again, we're addicted to the development of this plugin, so we would like it to do a little bit more. I mentioned the subscription notification, meaning that if a user goes on Science Direct or on one of our resources that is included in our EasyProxy config txt, we would like to notify him that he has access to some or all the content on that specific website. This is currently in beta, and I can actually show you. I have the beta version installed at the moment. When the user goes on Science Direct, this small square up here changes to a golden color instead of a black one. We would like it to do a little bit more. We would like it to the notification to appear on his screen. We were working on it. We had it working until yesterday, and then something broke, so I can't show you today. But that's why it's in beta. At the moment, well, the notification doesn't appear at all, but when it did appear, it used to appear every time, meaning that if a user was within the library IPs, he will get a notification every time. That's useful and useless and annoying because users within our IP ranges already have access to all the subscribed material, so we don't want that. So we started developing a solution to this, but so far we developed only one line of code. We also would like to notify users about open access possibilities for certain articles. This is a request of our subject librarians, but then we have to look at the APIs and refactor the whole thing, so it's something again for the future. And we would like to install this plugin on all the PCs within our libraries, within the library. The problem is we have to wait for Windows 10 to be installed on our libraries, and then for Edge to be installed on our libraries. So again, future. So what did we use? Again, it was the two of us. So I prefer brackets because I like more front-end developing, and my colleague used Atom to write the code, source tree and Git overall to keep track of the mess that we were making with our code. GitHub is where we upload all our versions. And obviously Chrome, Firefox, and Opera, we use them to test our plugin. We use JavaScript and jQuery, CSS and HTML, so nothing special. The only particular thing is the PHP we are using for our EasyProxy integration. I'm going to go a bit off script here to explain how we are trying to implement it. So as many of you know, we have a config.txt. Config.txt has all the URLs of the subscribed contents that are used by EasyProxy to grant access. The problem is you have a URL, not the right moment. You have a URL, but you also have the host JavaScript. The config.txt is dirty overall. So we have to clean it. And that's the first step. We get the config.txt, we clean it up until we have a nice list of URLs. And those URLs are what is going to give the notification. But then we have to find a way to make our plugin discuss with this list of clean URLs. So we have to download this list of URLs and allow the plugin to read it. If I have time, I have plenty of time, I will show you the code. So, okay, we made this awesome plugin. Now we would like our users to use it because we think it's useful. How do we achieve that? Well, it wasn't simple. We realized that standard communication, which is using our newsletters, the library website messages, messages on the screen throughout the library, Twitter and Facebook, well, they weren't very effective. We had this peak of installations way at the beginning when we released the first version, and then nothing happened. Nobody was installing the plugin anymore. So our solution, or better, my solution, was to place the link directly on the catalog itself. I'm going to show you what we have currently. So this is our current homepage. You notice the UBL get access bookmarklet. This is a simple EasyProxy bookmarklet. You drag it to your bookmarks bar. You go on a website. You click it, and it will load EasyProxy for you. We noticed that many people adapted this. They really liked clicking on this button, although it wouldn't do anything for them. So we know that an image will attract clicks. So our plan for the near future, and I'm going to show you the sandbox, is to have this. Can't miss it. So whenever students go on our catalog, the most visible element would be that one. Can't miss it. Adding the link to the homepage has been very effective. There has been an increase, and it's still going up because students are coming back from summer vacations. They're coming back to the catalog. They see this link, they're curious, they click, they install it, and they start using it. There have been uninstallations, of course, but so far we haven't gotten negative feedback. Thank God. One of the questions in the survey is actually, would you recommend this plugin to your friends and colleagues? And up until now, 100%, yes, I would recommend it. So that's good. As I said, we're planning to install this on our library computers, but future. Yeah, this is it. This is where it's right now. Some quick facts. Nothing impressive because we haven't released it for so long. There are currently 233 users. The stats come from the Google Store. And there are 500 and plus visits coming from the Leiden Search Assistant to our catalog. Again, I'm going to go off script for a moment. When I perform a search for our catalog, what we did is append this, whoops, and it's gone. Append this line and sources Leiden Search Assistant search. This is useful for us because it reflects in Google Analytics. So with a quick search, we can always have an overview of how many searches have been done using our plugin. Is it still worth maintaining? Is it useful? And up till now, it seems to be doing okay. Let's say that I have convinced you all, and you all want this plugin for your own library. Lucky for you, we thought it was a good idea to develop this plugin with adaptability in mind and as a priority. So there is a very easy way to do this. You can grab the code from GitHub. I shall show you. You just go here. We have explained how it works, where you can find the details, and how to upload it to your Google Chrome, to the Chrome store, should you want to publish it. The code is mainly this JS, and as you can see, we commented really everything. For example, let's give a look. Search box stuff. Oops. Select the library. Then, when clicking on search, adapt the URL depending on the selection done. Get the search term as a variable. Then you have to change this URL to match your libraries. So it's very clear. It's we have seen that also non-developers from other libraries have tried playing with this code, and that's what we're aiming for. We realize that not every library can have full-time developers working for them, but we try to help libraries using a heavily commented code to implement this plugin, should they be interested in it. There is another way to get the latest code that we have published, and that's reverse engineering the code from our plugin. Two ways: you can download and install the Leiden Search Assistant from the Chrome store. Then you find the extension folder for Chrome, and then you will find the JS, all the folders, and you can explore, clone, and adapt the code. We would be honored if you would do this, but be careful with the code, because that's code that is developed for us. So EasyProxy points to our EasyProxy, points to our catalog, to our Google Analytics. There is another way, even easier. Right-click on the plugin, inspect, and then you can just see what we're doing. So this is the beta, and you can see here that we are working on trying to fix the easy proxy notifications. So we developed an API which is hosted on our own server. If I can find the right line of code, here it is. So through this API, we managed to push the URLs to our plugin and get the notification. This is not commented because it's all very, well, it's a beta. We're trying things. We're trying to find the best way to pass it. So don't use it. Look at it. Study it. See how we are experimenting. In all honesty, the way we are developing things is very much throw things against the wall and see what sticks. So this part of the code is a bit of a reflection of that. But the code on GitHub is clean and it's the most useful. You can also contact me, of course, should that be the best way for you. And that's pretty much it. We're done. We're done with the presentations. Freedom.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Oh, big there.
Hello. The meta search you showed
Sorry?
us. The meta search you showed us. Is it only opening in new tabs, or is it mixing the search result in one tab in some way?
Do you mean?
When you searched several sources.
It opens It opens a tab for each.
So you don't mix the result.
No, we don't. We don't mix them.
Anybody else? Oh, Lauren.
We've heard from some faculty who do like reading on their iPads or other tablets instead of their laptop. Have you looked at developing anything that would work similarly for mobile devices?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Other questions? No. Lauren?
So the Primo application has auto-suggestion, so when you're typing in a search term, it tries and suggests. Are you planning on including that in the plugin?
I think it's beyond scope. As the previous presentation stated, once you develop something, then you become the only one who can maintain it. We noticed that we keep adding features, and I'm afraid that at a certain point it will no longer be maintainable. The Google plugin, the Google extensions documentation states that you shouldn't broaden the scope of your plugin so much. So at the moment, I would say no. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Another way of broadening the scope of your plugin would be to eliminate empty results. Would you think there's a way to pre-check some of the no results find and then don't open a tab?
Good idea. Again, the code is on GitHub, and please.
I will try.
very interesting and it looks very nice. The problem with installing these things is that you've got to convince the users to install them.
Yep.
And you're obviously doing that as much as you can. 233 is, in our experience, a good number. Okay. You're aiming for more. What, in your opinion, would be a number that would justify the development that you've done?
Let's see.
One.
I'm just going to show you the developer dashboard. So this is where you would upload your plugin once it's done. We have two. One is the one under is what we send to our beta testers, and the one on top is the one that is live on the Chrome store. So, as I mentioned, we went live with the new interface 1 month ago, and our students are starting to come back now slowly to the library, and they start using the catalog more at this time. Can you see yes. So until here, we didn't have the link on the homepage of the catalog. And as I mentioned during the presentation, nobody knew about this plugin because it wasn't under the people's eyes. They just wouldn't know about it. But once we started putting the link right there, right where it is, you see that people, our students, our users, are slowly starting to install it more. And again, this line is slowly going up, and we expect it to go, we hope it to go.
My question was a little more, I think that's good, and I understand all of that. What would be your aim? What would be a good result for you? 500, 1,000?
Well, I'm going to be very honest. I have no direct answer to that, but the plugin, the fact that Leiden University has developed a plugin has good ring to it. So there is, I don't want to use the word prestige, but there is good feeling of, oh, Leiden is trying to do new things.
Okay, thank you.
How many active users do you have at a given time? I mean, at Leiden, not for that.
Oh.
Ballpark's fine.
I don't know if I can tell you, but I incidentally have our analytics open, so we can see. I hope I don't get fired over this, but this is our monthly statistics. Oh. So around 500,000 page views per month. So yeah, that number has to go up for the plugin.
Somebody had a question
over there? Thank you. Have you considered using the Omnibooks feature for instead of the search box you have in your own HTML snippet there? Because it would be easy to register that against your extension, and then you could just type, for example, Leiden, and then whatever you want to search for, or maybe Leiden University, short love, or something like that, so that students have fun with that.
The answer is no. We haven't. Again,
it doesn't widen the focus. It's just yeah.
No. But no. Sorry.
I was wondering, you showed that you add a tag for source equals Leiden something.
Yes.
Is that automatically picked up by Google Analytics, or
Yes.
do you have to process it
Well,
somehow?
When it's automatically picked up, because when, again, just to show, searches for water, and this part here is automatically added. I can show you in the code. Maybe it's easier.
Well, no, I'm actually asking if Google Analytics automatically places that into a searchable field? Because there's something called UTM codes that I'm more familiar with. That I didn't see that didn't look like one.
I'm not familiar with them, so that's why I didn't use them. And I wanted a way to see if users were using it, actually, and that's the solution I came up with for...
Okay, but there is an existing solution called UTM codes that have 5 different fields that you can use to do exactly what you're doing, but Google Analytics picks them up and uses them automatically. So.
Good. Thank you. I've learned something. Thanks.
Other questions? No? Okay. So thank you.